Kids don't forget.
Kids don't forget.
You kids don't forget.
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 Kids don't forget. Kids don't forget.
So Nakier, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
So just for starters, did I say your name correctly?
You did.
Okay. So let's hear you say it. Like, if I ask you what's your name, what do you say?
Nakier.
Nakier. Like just like that. Was it mispronounced a lot growing up?
Every day still.
Still. What have you gotten?
Nakier, Nakiria, Nakier. People would just like make something up. Like it's just like all kinds of weird stuff. I can't even think about it. Like most people, I'll say, you can call me Nikki, but like for the people over the phone, I'm like Miss Jones.
Got it. So it does bother you when somebody does.
Sometimes, because sometimes I feel like people are doing it on purpose.
Oh, you do? Really?
I mean, it's like two syllables, like nah or nay. Care.
Right.
It's
So if they
not-
say Nakier, that's closer
it's fine.
than.
Yeah, I'm okay with Nakier. I wouldn't correct them. With
Okay, got it. So you mentioned that one of your nicknames clearly is Nikki.
Yeah.
What else were your nicknames growing
Nothing.
up? That's it.
That's
Nikki.
it. Nikki. I mean, people nickname your nickname, call me Nick, but I'm Nikki.
Okay, got it. Where are you from?
Camden.
New Jersey?
Yes.
Okay. Any specific neighborhood?
Well, I grew up downtown.
Okay.
On Newton Avenue.
Okay.
Until I was about, I think about 11 or 12. And then I moved to Pennsauken with my dad.
Okay.
And I was there.
Is Pennsauken a section of Camden?
No, Pennsauken is like a different part of New Jersey.
Okay.
It's like right next door.
It borders Camden.
Yeah, like
Got
a
it.
couple blocks away.
Okay.
So I lived there with him for maybe like a year or two, and
Right.
then I moved back to Camden with my grandma on 33rd Street,
Which is where?
East Camden.
All right. So describe your three different neighborhoods growing up. So downtown, then Pennsauken, then East Camden.
Yeah, so downtown was we lived in a row home.
Okay.
It was a decent size. I mean, as a kid, you don't really know that you're poor. You just think
It is what it is.
you're just a
Right.
kid, right? So I mean, we weren't like the poorest. Like we had money. Like my grandpa and my grandmom, because I stayed there with my great grandmom and great grandpa.
Okay.
They had 2 cars, and they had money. But I mean, essentially we was poor. The neighborhood was a few older people. It may have been one other set of kids across the street, and then one like a block down.
Okay.
But we didn't really have a lot of kids on the neighborhood. I mean, on the block. itself,
Right.
On that block.
Any issues? Not really, right? People just automatically think Camden is a war zone.
No,
People who
yeah,
are not from here, you didn't experience those issues.
Well, one time, I don't remember exactly how old I was, but it was like a prostitute got killed across the street.
Okay.
And we saw.
And you saw it?
No, we didn't see her get killed.
Oh.
We saw the body over there.
Oh, okay. Wow, so you physically saw the dead body on the ground. Okay. Interesting. Now you go from downtown to Pennsauken.
Right.
Culture shock or the same?
It was just more kids.
More kids.
It was
Okay.
more kids. It was like a neighborhood full of kids. It was the same block of row houses. The houses were a lot smaller than what I was used to.
Okay.
I moved there with my dad and my stepmom, and then like every house had a kid or 2 or 3 in it.
Okay. Interesting. And then you move East Camden. What was that like?
Yes. I moved to East Camden with my grandmom, and then I was back to no kids being on the block.
Got it. So no real problems there.
No, not at all.
So your Camden experience and your Pennsauken experience was relatively safe from your point of view. Okay. Were you an only child?
Nah.
Were you the oldest, the youngest, the middle?
Second.
The second, okay. What would you say is the age gap between you and your youngest sibling
My youngest sibling, I think,
that you grew up with?
well, I really didn't grow up. I mean, I grew up early on with a few of my siblings.
Okay.
But when I moved with my dad, him and his wife had one kid.
Okay,
But I left before they had other kids.
okay,
And then when I moved with my grandma, it was just us.
Okay.
Her and I.
so if you are, I'm gonna just throw out an age, 15 years old,
Right.
list out your siblings.
15. Oh my gosh. So at 15, I got a brother that's 20.
Okay,
I got a sister that's 19.
okay,
I got a brother that's 11.
okay,
I got a sister that's 8.
okay.
Got one that's 7.
The baby that just was born.
I may have had a sister that's, I'm trying to think, so.
How many of you guys are there in total?
I got 10 siblings.
You have 10 siblings.
But my dad has 6 kids and my mom has 6 kids.
Okay,
So I'm one from each side, so they give me 5 and 5.
got it, got it.
So,
Oh, okay, got you.
All my mom's kids are 4 years apart.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
except for 2.
okay,
They're a year apart. And then my dad, he has my brother Mike, who's 5 years older than I am.
okay,
And then he has 3 other kids that I really don't know how old they are. I think my sister Sade, I might be 9 or 10 years older than her, and then twins, maybe 13 or 14 years older than them.
Okay.
And then Keith, probably 15 years older than him.
so you have 10 siblings, but you were kind of by yourself growing up.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Like, how
Well,
what was that?
later on, yeah.
Okay, what was that experience like?
It was, I mean, it was.
Were you like the spoiled kid or no?
I was the grateful kid. Because, all right, so I lived downtown with my grandma and grandpa.
Okay.
And my mom, you know, she struggled with her own thing.
Right.
So we were left there with them. So my grandma passed away at 89. So we were left with my grandpa.
How old were you?
10.
Okay,
So we were left there with my grandpa, who financially could take care of us, but physically was not able to take care of us. He was old, and the house started deteriorating. And then my sister, you know, she being 4 years older than us, she like became a mom. So,
Okay.
like she was like the person who had to make the food. She was the one who had to like get kids ready. Like my mom, every so often would have baby, drop it off, and keep it moving.
right,
So my sister took on a lot of that responsibility.
okay.
So I remember that. But
Okay.
when my dad came and
A lot of the interviews I've done, the person was that person. They were your sister.
Yeah, no, I didn't have that responsibility early
Okay,
on.
okay,
But so my dad came and he got custody of me and he took me to his house.
okay.
And I went.
And that would have been the Pensalkin house.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was there with him and his wife and their daughter, and then she had a nephew there.
Okay,
So like I was, you know, also with kids, but it was different. Like
okay.
to me, they were all strangers.
Got
Like
it.
I mean, it's not like I didn't know my dad, but he wasn't like a familiar everyday face to me.
Okay,
So like I was kind of like ripped from my family and put there.
okay, got
And my
it.
dad worked a whole lot, so.
So
I
you
was
barely
like-
saw him?
Yeah, I barely saw him.
Got it.
Because he worked second shift.
Right, right. That 3 to 11, 2 to 11, something like that, that swing shift. So by the time you get out of school and fall asleep at night, you don't even see them.
Right.
Right. So let's talk about that. So based on what you just said, because the usual question I ask people is, did you grow up with both parents? You kind of already said that you didn't.
Right.
Like you were with your grandparents and you were with your dad.
Yeah.
So you never lived with just your mom.
No.
And did you ever live with both parents, your mom and your dad? Okay.
Well, okay, so my mom was married, right?
Oh, your mom was married?
Yeah,
Okay.
my mom was married, and her husband was in the military, and like she followed him around. Like my mom, I don't think my mom got married at 15,
Okay.
and she followed him like around. Like she lived in Hawaii, and she lived in Cape May, and like wherever he was, she followed him. But I guess he got shipped overseas. That part of it, I really don't really know.
Okay.
And when when she came back here, she cheated on her husband with my dad. And
That's how you got here. Got it. So, with that being said, describe your different relationships with your parents. So, with your grandparents, and then with your father, and with your mom. Describe your relationships.
back then or now?
Back then, growing up.
So, I mean, like, I was a kid. I loved my mom. I wanted her. I needed her, but she wasn't there for me. Like, she was kind of like, hey, and like, all right, let me go.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, we didn't have a choice with her.
Yeah, so your mom was like high and by, basically. See her when you see her.
Right.
Got it.
But she was, like, kind of mean, too. But that, I think that was in her addiction. Like, she really didn't have, like, that attachment to her kids that she should have had.
Okay.
But that's just my way of thinking.
Right.
I don't know if that's the honest to God truth with her, but when I moved with my dad, he was kind of, I mean, he was there, but like I didn't feel like he wanted me there, like loved me. Like I don't remember ever like my dad in my younger years hugging me and stuff like that. I mean, he greets me like that now. But like I can't remember him loving, like hugging me or saying he loved me or nothing like that.
Right. Okay. Okay. And how was your relationship with your grandparents?
Oh, my grandma. I love my grandma.
What was her name?
Oh, so you talk about my great grandma. So my great grandma was Alice.
Alice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one.
Is that who you live with downtown?
Yes.
Oh,
So
is your
my
great-grandma?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
So my mom's mom lived in Atlantic City.
Okay.
And my great grandma. So let's back up. My great grandparents raised my mom and her two siblings.
Okay.
So it was, I don't know if that was like a pattern that they just dropped their kids off there and keep it moving. But
Right.
yeah,
It runs in the family.
So my mom grew up there with her grandma.
Okay.
So we grew up there with our great grandma and our great grandpa. It was
Got
Alice
it.
and Leroy.
Okay.
So they loved us, like took really, really good care of us.
Okay.
Really, really good care of us. Like we didn't want for nothing. We didn't, like I said, we didn't know. We had everything. When she was like, the house was huge.
Right.
Huge. And it was like, you ever seen that movie, Lackawanna Blues?
Yes.
That's how our house was.
Where
like, anybody
there was a
that
lot of
needed
people
a place,
there. He grew up around a lot of people.
we grew up around a lot of people.
Right.
But my grandma was a little bit more not you than my grandpa was. Like, after my grandma passed on, my grandpa would let anybody, like, that was a safe house for anybody that needed a place to stay.
Okay.
So, like, that's how we grew up. But when I moved with my other grandmom, she definitely let me know she loved me.
Okay.
She wanted me there.
Okay. And this is your dad. This is your
My
dad's mom. Okay.
Yeah. She wanted me there, like,
And what's her name?
Margaret.
Shout out to Grandma Margaret.
I know. Margaret. Everybody knows that I love my grandma.
Okay. Look at you. You don't even see how your face lit up when
She's like really awesome. Like,
Okay,
She's a
okay.
perfect person.
Explain how so?
Cause she's just like in her nature, she's like giving. Like my grandma, literally every day will cook the mailman lunch. So when he came,
The mailman?
I swear to God, will cook the mailman lunch. So when he came to give her mail,
Right.
he had something to eat.
I noticed some people are doing that now. Like all the Amazon drivers, people leave snacks out for them when they come and stuff like that. But it's not like lunch.
I don't do that.
It's not like lunch. Yeah, like
No,
even one of my
she-
neighbors, she left a basket out for all the. She's like, this is for all the delivery drivers. You know, UPS, Amazon. If you come here, feel free to take a snack.
No, that's nice. That's nice. I don't do that. No, but yeah, my grandma.
But Grandma Margaret did. She fixed lunch for every day.
Every day.
Now the weekends too.
No, so my grandma is like religious. So Seventh-day Adventist, we grew up.
So she recognized the Sabbath,
The Sabbath,
on Saturday.
right, mhm.
Got it.
Sundown to sundown is the Sabbath.
Okay.
So now she's like not living in her own house because she has Alzheimer's,
Okay.
and she lives in Sicklerville with one of her daughters.
Got it. You still go see her?
Oh yeah, and every Sunday, my whole family, we do a Zoom, and we be on there for hours.
Okay.
So
Okay. So tight knit from that group. Got it. Did you wind up becoming a parent yourself?
yeah,
Okay. How many beautiful seeds do you have?
I have two daughters,
2 daughters. What are their age ranges?
17 and 6.
Okay. you know who the people who raised you are. It sounds like there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who raised you. So we got great grandmom, great grandpa, grandmom, and your mom and your dad, or lack thereof.
And I also lived with my brother for a little bit.
And you also live with your brother, your older brother.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 6 total people who raised you, and now you're a parent yourself.
Right.
Compare some of the similarities and differences between all those experiences and their parenting styles and your parenting style.
So I took nothing from pretty much any of them except for my grandma.
Okay.
Like, realistically, I said I wasn't going to do anything that any of those guys did.
Got
And it
it.
wasn't really like my great grandma and grandpa because they were older and like they did the best they could. But I will say that I took the love aspect from them.
Okay.
Because they did love over us. They took care of us, made sure that we were okay. But we were given to them. Like, we weren't their kids. Like, we weren't really their responsibility. So I did take some of that because I wound up, I'm like the foster mom. I take in anybody who needs somewhere to be. So I took that from them.
Okay.
My grandma Margaret is like that too. So I did get that from them. And I don't know if that goes according to my parenting or my personality. But I can't say that I parent like my grandma Margaret parent because the stories that her kids tell me, I'm not like her.
Okay.
Like, I'm like her as a grandma, not like a mother. Like, she used to spank her kids. I would never spank my kids.
Okay.
I'm just like,
You've never done it ever?
I've never done it. I
Okay.
just don't agree with it. I don't think that I can hurt the 2 people that I love the most.
Okay.
Not that way. Like,
Okay.
And then I got 2 girls, and my oldest daughter, she's so sensitive. I can stomp on the floor, and she's gonna start crying. And like, I don't even have to, and they don't do anything that make me want to physically hurt them.
Okay.
So I can say that, yeah, I probably didn't take anything parent-wise from any of them.
That's amazing that
Nothing.
neither one of your kids has ever had a beating.
No, never. Never.
Wow, okay, okay. I bet you don't remember all the schools you went to growing up.
I bet you I do. I probably went to all of them. So I went
you
to
had a
Wiggins.
you went to, so say it again?
I went to Wiggins.
From what?
Kindergarten to 5th grade.
Kindergarten to 5th grade, Wiggins. One
school.
All right, where's Wiggins?
So Wiggins is on 4th Street?
Downtown?
Yes.
Okay.
Downtown. So I went to Wiggins from
Okay.
kindergarten to 4th grade.
How was that experience, by the way?
It was fine. Like, I don't remember all my teachers.
Right.
I don't have that. But I do remember the principal. His name was Mr. Monk. I remember my kindergarten teachers was Ms. Tolliver and I only remember Ms. Tolliver.
When you did go to kindergarten, was it all day? Was it morning class or afternoon class?
It was, I think it was a half a day.
Right.
It was a half a day, I think, yeah.
For me, I know specifically I was in the afternoon class.
Yeah, I think I was the morning.
Oh, you were morning class? Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
'Cause I
okay.
remember being tired. I do. I remember being tired. But yeah, I think it was a half a day, and back then it was like a community. I remember my kindergarten teacher, like, she used to walk us home.
Really?
Yeah, it was like this lady, she was light-skinned, very, very petite. I want to say that was Miss Tolliver. I know it
Okay.
was 2 of them,
Okay.
but I only can remember her.
So your overall elementary school experience was great.
Yeah,
How
well-
far was Wiggins from your house?
3 blocks.
2-3 blocks. So it was, okay, in and out. Okay, so you graduate from Wiggins.
Yeah.
Do you remember your Wiggins graduation?
I remember the ugly pink dress I had on. I remember we sang that song by Tevin Campbell. Tomorrow will bring.
Yeah,
I
okay.
graduated with Hameen Anderson.
Okay.
I graduated with, Richie Nunez.
Okay,
Graduated with him. Like, they all lived downtown. They lived on 4th Street, though.
Okay.
So, like, here's Broadway.
right,
We lived on this side. They lived on that side.
okay.
So,
And
yeah,
Broadway is like a major block
Yes.
downtown in Camden.
yes.
Right, okay, okay. So, do you remember who came, who attended your graduation?
I want to say my grandma Margaret was there because I
Okay.
remember her being at a couple of my graduations.
Okay.
Probably all of them.
Like, all right, so specifically, do you
I mean,
remember your mom and
probably-
dad being there?
Oh, no, they ain't.
Nah, okay, okay. So you finish at Wiggins, and you go where?
Well, first I went to Hatch.
You went to Hatch in Parkside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now-
I was only there like 2 months.
Okay, why? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was my own self-consciousness, like the kids, like dressed really nice, and I probably didn't. Like I felt uncomfortable.
Okay,
And I used to go home complaining. So my grandpa, he moved me to Pine Point.
okay, which is where?
It's in North Camden.
Okay, okay,
So I mean, the school. I mean, the city didn't mind because I lived the distance in between both schools.
okay, so you
I
had
wasn't-
the option anyway?
Yes, I wasn't in walking distance of either school. I had to catch the bus.
Okay,
So we just switched over.
and so you like Pine Point better? It was less of a fashion show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Like the kids was like, they were normal.
Now, were you there for all 3 years?
I was there for that 1 year.
6th grade?
Yes. And
Okay.
then that's when I moved with my dad.
If you care to talk about it, what was the circumstances that caused you to, again, to move from your grandparents' house downtown to with your dad in Pensacola?
So when my grandma passed away, like the upkeep of the house wasn't the same.
How'd your grandmom die?
I think she had a stroke.
Really?
She was like 72.
Okay.
I think she had a stroke. She was like mopping the floor.
And the doctor told me that when, like, the older that we get, our veins get thinner. And when our veins get thinner, that's what makes, like, the strokes start coming, basically. Because your veins can't handle the blood pressure going
Right.
through, right?
Yeah, she was a very, very petite woman too.
Okay.
So it was sad
Right.
that she was like stressed out because my mom had stole her Social Security check.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the truth.
Right.
I just know
That's what she said.
I just know that somebody said that somewhere along the way.
Okay.
I mean, like when you're a kid, nobody's really telling you stuff.
Right.
But it was my sister's birthday. It was August 27th, and we woke up and they're like, "Grandma is in the hospital," and we kind of just waited around.
Mm-hmm.
And then my grandpa came back with her clothes and said she had passed away.
Oh,
So
wow, on your sister's
my
birthday.
sister's birthday.
So she'll definitely never forget that.
Yeah.
So was this the first time that you lost somebody importantly close to you?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel like that affected you? Even looking back now, like how did that affect
No,
you?
I was devastated. I mean, like, I was really scared because I didn't know what was going to happen next. Like, I didn't know if things were going to change for us or if, like, my grandpa wasn't going to, like, want us anymore.
Right.
And then my mom is, like, out in the world doing her own thing. And, like, it was just a scary time for,
Right.
like, us. And my sister, she was, like, my sister was like always depressed and suicidal, like always. Like every other day, she I used to be mad at her because she used to always talk about she was gonna kill herself,
Wow.
and I used to hate that.
Right.
Like,
Because if she did that, then she leaves you.
no, it wasn't even about her leaving me. It's like, stop complaining all the time. It's not that bad. Like,
Right.
Why would you want to kill? Like I used to be annoyed
Okay.
that was her mindset.
Got it.
But I didn't really know how she was really
What
feeling.
demon she was dealing with, right,
I mean,
right.
she was older than me, and then, like, she dealt with her dad passing away, because her dad was my mom's husband.
Okay.
So, like, and, like, she had a better connection with my mom, because before my mom ran off into the world, she was her mother.
Right.
Like, I don't really remember all of that.
Okay, got it.
My mom being, my mother. So, she had that, so I don't know.
So I know that was a struggle, like dealing with your grandmom's loss. So what did change ultimately? Did you notice a change in the house and how things ran? Okay.
So, like, nobody was cleaning up.
That all stopped.
Nobody was cooking for us.
That all stopped.
That all stopped. Nobody was, like, taking us out to get things.
The general upkeep of the house just stopped immediately.
It was, like a smooth decline. It was
Okay.
like this, pew, it was like crazy. We were like just getting new clothes, never washing them.
Right.
Clothes just piling up. The house. You ever see hoarders?
Yes.
It wasn't like that bad, but it was just
The
stuff
beginnings of it.
everywhere.
Right.
There's stuff everywhere. Nobody's cleaning up. The floors is not being mopped anymore. Like the furniture is going downhill. And my grandpa, like he had his little room. He would shut and lock the door at night. And be like, you know.
You just
I fed
described
y'all.
most men. If
Yeah,
we lose
like, I
if
fed
we lose our
y'all.
women, the house is going down.
Like I fed y'all, you good.
Right. He like, I did my job.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So like that changed a lot for us.
Okay.
And like we noticed it, but we also had freedom now. Like we was able to, like we didn't have that mother figure tell when the light outside come on, bring yourself in the house. We didn't have none of that.
That
Like,
all
do
stopped.
What you want. My grandpa used to let my
And by the way, you said August 27.
27.
So school is about to start in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody to even make you do your homework.
No, right.
Okay.
No. 6th grade, like I had to go to summer school. Like I missed a crap load of school.
Okay. Oh, so you weren't even going to
Making me
school.
go to school. No.
Okay.
That's another reason my dad came in.
Okay, so your dad noticed this is happening. They probably contacted him.
He probably did.
Okay. And your dad said, I got to step in.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wound up going.
Like in my mind though, he was like, I don't want to pay child support. But that's another story. Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
how does it? Do you remember like the day your dad came and got you? Well, first of all, did your dad came and get you, or you got dropped off?
Yeah,
He
no,
came and got you.
me.
You
So
remember
my
that day?
grandpa, he came home one day and was like, you know, you're gonna have to go live with your dad. Like we had to go to court and I lost. And I was just like, what?
Oh wow.
Like what?
Yeah, out of nowhere. So you had no idea they were going to court.
I was like confused, and then he pulled up like, let's go.
Like,
don't break none of that stuff. Like, let's go.
Minutes later?
No. It was like a week,
A week later?
maybe like a week later.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
It's like,
He just
come
showed up. He didn't even call you? He just, wow. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, who was all, like, what siblings were at your grandparents' house still?
So Kendra, my older sister,
Okay.
Kevin, my brother that's 4 years younger than me,
Right.
Tiara and Joy.
Wow. So pulled you away from, did any of them go? It was just you?
Just me.
Just you. Wow. So you didn't even see them. Did you still see them? Nah. So you got took into this.
They didn't let me see them.
Okay.
Like, I almost was not able to contact them at all.
Wow. So you're in a whole new world with people you barely know.
Right.
But really, the only,
They were familiar strangers.
got it. So now you got to get to know these people. And you're what, 12?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay. So you were at Pine Point, and now you live in Pennsauken. So where do you go now?
So we lived right on the border of Camden and Pennsauken. So my dad just let me go to Camden school. So I went to East Camden Middle.
Okay.
So I went to East Middle for 7th grade, and then I went to Wilson for 8th grade.
Okay. So what was the difference in your mind between East Camden Middle and Pine Point?
So first of all, East Camden Middle doesn't have windows.
Okay.
So it was like prison.
Right.
So it kind of was like what's the school that was in Fairview?
Morgan Village?
Morgan Village, like that circle
Right.
type of school. So it was like that, but it didn't have any windows. It was a culture shock in the sense that it was like 2 girls that was pregnant
Wow, in middle school.
in middle school.
Okay.
7th grade, 2 girls had babies.
Right.
So like that was like amazing to me. And then some of the kids was mean. Like I was skinny back in the day, and they used to call me flounder fish because I was flat on both sides.
It's not funny.
It was not funny. I was like,
It took a couple of seconds for that to register.
I was like not happy about that.
Kids are so mean,
Kids
especially
are
in middle
terrible.
school.
Like,
Right,
why
right.
would you say that to
Right.
me? I used to go home like literally putting tissue in my shirt.
Right, because 1 or 2 dumb boys were calling you flounder fish. I hear
It
it.
was all of them.
It was all of them. Got it.
It was all of them, but yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I had a couple friends, like the girls.
Okay.
In 7th grade, it was all love. Like, we stayed together one class,
Right.
and the teachers kind of came to us. So it was just, you know, us as a group. But when we got in the 8th grade, it was different. Like, we switched classes, just like the high school kids. We switched classes. We had one class, but we moved as a unit.
Got it. Right.
So,
Okay.
I hated a couple of girls in the 8th grade.
Got it. So now you're in a bigger school in 8th grade.
School,
Right.
yeah.
So you go to Woodrow Wilson, which is the high school in East Camden, but they had 8th grade back then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that might have been the one and only year they did that.
What, they were experimenting or something?
I suppose.
Okay. How was that? How was that experience?
I loved it.
You loved it?
It made me feel like I was like a big person.
You reached the
Like,
big
we
show.
had the same benefits as the high school kids. Like, we was allowed to go outside for lunch. We was allowed to like roam around the school. I'm not sure if the kids was able to play sports with the high school kids.
Right.
'Cause I didn't play sports, so I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if they was able to do that. But like, we was able to everything else. We had lunch with them.
Okay.
You know, we did all that stuff.
So did you do 9th through 12th grade at Woodrow Wilson?
I did not. So,
Okay.
After 8th grade, I went to Pentech, and I went.
What's Pentech?
Voki. It's it's a technical school. It's in Pennsauken,
Got it.
and I went there for business.
Okay.
And
What did you want to be?
I don't know. My dad made me
picked
go
the
there.
trade.
Like,
Oh, your
pick
dad
something.
made you go?
Yeah, like pick something.
Okay.
But my brother had graduated class of '93, and
Okay.
I went into high school in '93.
Ah.
So it was pick something.
Okay.
Like, first I was in landscaping,
Okay.
but I was like, I'm not playing in dirt.
You didn't like that? You didn't like
I
landscaping?
don't like bugs. I don't like playing in dirt.
Okay,
So I
okay.
changed to business, where they was just basically teaching us how to type and freehand, take notes, and like all kinds of like business stuff.
Right.
I didn't know what I wanted to do,
Okay.
but that's
How'd you do with that?
it was fine.
Okay.
It was cool.
You feel like you assimilated well, like with the kids on the high school level?
Yeah. So I had a cousin that went there, so we kind of like clicked up, and I think she was in business with
What's her name?
Katanya.
Shout out to Katanya.
Yeah.
She was looking out for her little cousin.
Well, no, we both was in 9th grade.
Oh, same age. Same age. Okay, so that's cool.
in ninth
That's
grade,
cool.
yeah.
So you guys were going through it together, basically. Okay.
So and then like all the years when I was a teenager, coming up, we spent weekends together.
Okay.
Like at my Aunt Vanessa's house.
Got it.
And like she wasn't a stranger or not like.
Okay,
we
got
was,
it,
like,
got
tight
it.
Cousins, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you do 9th grade there.
I did 9th grade and some of 10th, and then
Okay.
I was late too many times, or I don't know. They kicked me out.
Okay. For being late, for missing.
For missing, like you only had so many times before you was in big trouble.
Now, did you walk there? Did you catch the bus?
If I missed the bus, I had to walk.
Okay.
My grandma worked at Cherry Hill East.
Okay.
So she left at like 5 in the morning. So if I missed the bus, I had to walk all the way to Pentech.
Now let's talk about that. So you were living with your dad still, right?
No.
Whoa, so we skipped over something.
Okay, so I lived with my dad, I think 8th grade going into 9th, I moved into with my grandma.
So let's talk about that. That's yet another transition for you. You had a pretty unstable childhood so far.
Yeah.
So you leave your dad's house and move in with his mom. Okay. How did that happen? If you care to talk about it. If you don't, we skip it.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, no problem. So you with your grandmom now, and this is again this is the East Camden. Okay. You're going to the vocational school, and pretty much anybody not in walking distance has to catch the bus.
Right.
And if you miss the bus, then you walk to school?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it. So your grandma wasn't making sure you get up early to catch the bus?
Well, she left at 5.
She left at 5. What time were you supposed to catch the bus?
Like 7,
So you-
6:45, 7 o'clock.
So even if she did wake you up, you could have fell back to sleep, right?
Yeah. I was going back to sleep.
Got it, got
I
it,
mean,
got
for
it.
the most part, I was up. Like 9th grade, I was up.
Okay.
But 10th grade, it was kind of like,
Was she pissed off when you got kicked out of school?
no.
Nah.
My grandma didn't get angry about stuff. Like, she just was regular.
So like you just go to the next school.
Well, she was just like, I can't believe you did that. now you gotta go over there. So I went to Wilson again.
Okay. So you went back to Wilson
I went
now?
back to Wilson, and those same boys was not mean to me anymore.
Of course, because now you starting to
Because,
become a
like,
young
now I'm
lady.
like- right.
The
But,
same dudes
I
who was
like-
clowning you and trying to get at you.
Yeah, like, so I went to Wilson, but I did a lot of, like, cutting and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
my
By
grandma-
yourself?
No, I hung with, these two girls.
Okay.
So my grandma got upset about that, like me cutting school and getting bad grades that year.
Okay, so she did get mad at you now.
Did.
Right.
She wasn't like mad at me, but she was kind of like, you got to go somewhere where somebody can really watch you.
Okay, got it.
And then she sent me over to Mike's house,
Mike is
my brother,
your brother. How older is Mike?
5 years.
5 years older. Okay. How was that experience?
It was like military/jail.
With your brother? Okay. Okay.
Like I just thought that it was gonna be like it's my brother.
It's my brother, right?
I live with my brother, and it wasn't like that.
He was hard on you.
Yes.
Okay. Care to elaborate?
I mean, he was just like kind of mean.
Okay.
Like he used to like yell a lot. He slapped me in the face once, left his whole handprint, like right there.
What'd you do?
I ain't do anything. So my cousin was over, and this was like the blizzard, and what, like 95.
The one you were just referring to? The one that went to Volky with you?
No.
Okay, different
My
cousin.
Nazir was over.
Okay.
And you remember the blizzard of 95?
I definitely do. The snow was up to people's second floor.
Right. So she was over, and she was on the phone, and I didn't know at the time that Mike used to record all the conversations. Right?
You can do that? You can record phone conversations?
He did.
Interesting.
I guess you can. 'Cause
Okay.
He did. So she was on the phone.
Well, the FBI does it, right?
Talking fresh. She was talking fresh. But, like, not saying bad words and stuff. Like, I remember what she said, but I'm not going to say it.
Right.
But she was, like, talking fresh, and he was, like...
On the phone with some boy.
Pissed off about it.
Okay.
He
So what did that have to do with you?
came and slapped me and put her out in the snow.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes, he
Okay.
was like, school let out at 2:50. If you are not home by 3:15, I'm coming to look for you.
Okay.
So, like, I knew that, like, I couldn't sit on the ledge with the rest of y'all
Right.
at Camden High. Like, I had to make haste, like, quick.
Got it.
He was just like...
So where did Mike live, by the way?
He lived on Sheridan Street.
Okay.
In Pollock.
In Pollock. How far a walk from Camden High was?
It wasn't that far. It depends on how which way you took.
Okay.
So I would like walk past like fairs and turn and cut down.
So you got to walk through Parkside to get to Pollock. Did you ever have any problems? Mm-hmm. You did. Okay.
I got jumped by a bunch of girls.
Really?
Yes, I did.
From where? Did you know them?
No, I didn't personally know them, but I mean I know who they are now.
Okay. Where were they from?
Pollock.
They were from Pollock. They weren't from Parkside, ironically. Okay. Okay.
It was literally from around the corner from where we lived at.
Okay.
And then, like, I don't know, Mike was mad at me because I got jumped, and he's like, you better walk by that house every day.
Okay.
Like, okay. So,
Wow.
like, I walk by her house every day. Even though, like, I was, like, still messed up. Like, I was limping a little bit, and, like, this whole entire nail was off.
Okay.
Like, because he let me get my nails done once, and, like, from me balling my fist up, like, I had pulled my nail, like, all of this
Okay.
was completely off.
Did you say he let you get your nails done once?
Yeah.
It was that kind of strictness.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How long did you last with Mike?
Probably not even a year.
Okay.
Not even a year. Like, it just was like a slow decline. Like, at first, he was like, he got my nails and my hair done, and he bought me some clothes, and then it was like, you can't go outside. You can't talk on the phone. You can't even go to church.
Really?
Like, he didn't want me to go to church because he knew that, like, my grandma wasn't going to be, like, hovering over me. Like, he was like, you go over grandma's house, she might let you use the phone, so no, you can't go.
Okay. What was his problem? What was his deal with letting you use the phone? Boys? Okay. No explanation.
I don't have an answer for that.
Got it, got it.
He just didn't want me to do too much of anything. I mean, I love my brother. I really, really, really do.
Right.
But I think that was his way of protected me. I don't know. He just,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, he was on 1,000 with you. Got it. So how did you end up? So by the way, so you're at they transfer you to Camden High because you live in that neighborhood now.
Right.
All right. So you said you lasted what through the end of 10th grade?
So it was kind of 11th grade when I got there.
Okay.
But I lasted not through the end, maybe like to the spring.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
one
So by the
day-
way, you have no job when you're at Mike's house.
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't allowed to. I barely was allowed to answer the door. But no.
Did you have a bunch of chores?
Yeah.
Was it like Cinderella?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. So one day.
And you weren't the stepsister. You were the actual sister, ironically. It's not funny.
What I was, but yes, I was his actual sister.
Right.
And he had a woman, and who now is his wife. And
Okay.
They've been together like 30 years now, I guess.
Okay.
But that's his wife, and they had a baby. And he's so cute, my little nephew. He was
Okay.
so cute. So like he was like the best part about being there.
Okay, got
So
it.
he was like a little baby.
Right.
But one day, a girl that I went to Wilson with had called, and he let me use the phone.
Okay.
And like she was angry, and like she started getting her clothes and leaving, and he just was like, "You can go stay with grandma for a while." I was so happy. I was so happy.
Your brother picked his wife over you,
I'm okay with that.
and you were
though.
excited.
I'm okay with that. I'm
Okay.
okay with that because I didn't want them to break up because, you know.
Right.
I think me being there might have been a strain on their little situation.
Relationship,
Yeah,
okay.
and I didn't want that for me.
And grandma needed a break. She got her break, and you like, yes.
Great.
Okay.
I was just like so happy.
So he called her, you called her.
I think he just like put my stuff in like a trash bag and dropped me off.
Okay. You didn't care.
I didn't care. I was like so happy.
Right.
And then my grandma let me get a job
Oh, so what? Your first job in high school was where?
at McDonald's.
Really?
Yep.
The classic teenage first job.
Classic. And
Where was it? Where was it?
It was on Route 30. It's on Route 38.
Okay. In Cherry Hill?
Yep, in Cherry Hill.
Okay. Okay.
So I worked there with a bunch of my girlfriends.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
It was a
They were already there or they came later?
I can't say. I don't know.
Okay.
Like
Got
we
it.
all kind of got hired at the same time. But
Okay,
was
got it.
Literally like 5 of us.
Okay. Give some of them a shout out. Who were your
So it was
girlfriends?
Sheena.
Sheena. Shout out to Sheena.
It was Alex.
Shout out to Alex.
Barbara.
Shout out to Barb.
Who else was it? There was a few of us. I can't think of it. though.
But that's
It
that.
was
So
Adrian.
shout out to Adrian. And they're all from Camden.
They're all from Camden. They all went to Camden.
Oh, okay. So you were in a good environment.
Yep.
Getting paid with your girls, doing your thing.
Barely.
Living with your grandma.
Yes, living
yeah.
with my grandma. Yep. Living with my grandma.
What was a good paycheck for you?
$165.
Right.
It was like
net.
money.
If you net 165,
Yes.
right.
So like we basically, we get out of school at 250.
Right.
You shift what, like 48.
Okay.
It wasn't really working, but
Right.
it was money. Like you wasn't paying taxes. You weren't paying bills.
Right.
Like if you had a little beeper, a little $30 beeper back in the day.
Right. But it was enough to get your girl needs and your hair done and your nails done.
My grandma still provided all those things for me.
Okay.
So I pretty much was taking my paycheck and buying things for my little sisters that was still downtown.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That's what I was doing.
So do you finish at Camden High?
I did.
You graduated. Okay. You remember who all came to your high school graduation?
My grandma.
Your grandma. Okay. Mike didn't come? Come on, Mike. It's all good.
Did he come? No, he didn't come. Did he come? I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know my grandma.
Your grandma was definitely there.
Yes.
Grandma Margaret.
But Mike
Okay.
did, he got me all the stuff for my prom.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Okay,
he,
cool. Oh, you went to the prom?
Yeah.
God, you still know the guy you went with?
Yeah, me.
Oh, you went back. Heard
So
that.
I did have like a little boyfriend in high school.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say his name. But he started being like overly possessive.
So it seems like all the men you dealt with in your life, like so far, Period. Like family and relationship wise, were that type of guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like trying to mind control me, but I was like, I'm not stupid.
Right.
So I used to tell him like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then I broke up with him like right before prom, and he was like kind of like borderline suicidal.
Because you broke up? Wow.
Look, he's gonna know what I'm talking about.
We're not gonna give him a shout out though.
Very well.
He's doing very well.
these days. And you know what?
He knows who he is.
He knows who he is. And you know what? I still would consider him my friend. Like, his mom still loves me.
Okay.
And, like, you know, I speak to his family when I see him.
Okay.
But, yeah, he was, he know what he was doing. He know.
Come on, son.
Yeah,
So
he know.
let me ask you this question. Here we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst ever and 10 being the best possible, how would you personally rate your childhood?
5.
A 5. Okay. Okay. And in your mind, what circumstances would have needed to be present for you to have, say, like 6 or 7?
I would have liked to have had my mother more.
Okay.
I would have liked to have had my father more.
Okay.
However, not having them made me strong. I think made me stronger, made me tougher. Like,
But you would have liked, like,
I would have liked to have had them, even if I didn't live with them per se. Like, had them, like, could call them, talk to them. You know, had them hug me, love me.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like they really like cared. Like, I was just something like to like shuffle along.
you were in the way.
Yeah, not in a way, but like I was like the car that nobody wanted to drive, that, you know, you had to keep getting the registration renewed on. Like, it's like a chore,
Right.
not like something you wanted to do.
Okay. Okay. With that being said, do you have a worst childhood day or time period that you would like to forever forget?
Yes. Living with my dad.
Living with your dad. Okay. Okay. How so?
Because my stepmom was really mean to me.
Okay. Really, like Cinderella, like
Like-
literally.
Worse than Cinderella.
Okay. Got it. Got it. And your dad wasn't even home most of the time.
No. And
Okay.
when he came home, it was like whatever she said was like concrete. He, like, never asked. My dad spanked me twice in my life.
Okay.
And like opened my skin all behind stuff that she was saying.
Okay.
And I didn't like that. I still don't like it.
Got it.
I still don't like it. Like, when I think about it, I kind of get a little angry.
Got you. Got you. So we won't even dwell on that. Obviously, the day your grandma passed away, that was like a crushing blow.
Yes, that was a really sad day, yeah.
Okay.
Like, it was a sad day, a confusing day.
Right.
Like, I don't know, I probably had like a whole lot of emotions that,
And that started like the downward spiral in your life, basically.
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
the instability,
yeah.
everything.
It was like somebody snatched the rug from under.
And the change wasn't subtle. It was like immediately avalanching, like boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Got it, got it. Let's flip it though. Let's flip it for a second. Do you have a favorite childhood day or time period that if you could, you would go back to?
I just really enjoyed being with my grandma. Like, she made sure that I
Margaret.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I had activities. Like, she had me like, it was called Pathfinders, but it was like the Girl Scout. I did do Girl Scout back in the day with my grandma Alice, but
Okay.
my grandma Margaret, she had me like in Girl Scouts. We did like cheerleading. We went to socials at the church. Like, she made sure that I had like things to do so that I don't know, that I stay occupied, that I
Right.
stay, you know, around people.
She was always thinking of you. Mm-hmm. Okay, got
She
it.
like tried to keep me with the like-minded people. Like,
Right.
you know, she wanted me like in a church, so she made sure I had friends.
Okay.
She made sure that like, she would all the time just like go out and just buy me things. I never
Right.
really asked for anything because I was just grateful that I was somewhere where somebody wanted me.
Got it.
So she would just like go out buy me things. She made sure I got my hair done every 2 weeks. She made sure I had decent shoes and.
That's one of the
things that
most
I actually
important
wanted.
things to feel as a kid is I feel wanted.
Yep.
I feel loved.
Yep.
Like it's a difference. Like you got some guys who grew up like that uncle. Like I got this uncle, he come and
Right.
look me out every 2
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
But it's every 2 weeks. The rest of the 2 weeks I'm fending for myself.
Right.
You had somebody like who was right there.
Yep.
If you could reference every adult in your life, the one who you felt like really wanted me there,
right.
aside from the time that she needed a break because you was wilding.
She still came through for me though.
She still came through for you.
Even
Grandma
when I was
Margaret.
over there, she made sure every week she was coming over there to get me.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she wanted me
Okay.
to come stay weekends with her, go to church and, still do the things that she had set up for me, like
Okay.
Pathfinders and.
What was Pathfinders, by the
So
way?
Pathfinders is, it's like Girl Scouts, but it was, it had the religion, undertone to
Okay.
where we marched and we had like a drum line. And
Really?
We went camping. Yeah, we did all kinds of fun stuff. But
Okay.
when I moved with Mike, he was like, no, you can't go.
Okay, he stopped
So
it.
yeah, she was coming over there basically like, let's go. And he was like, there's no, she can't go this week. She's going to church. Like, that's my grandma. She's going.
Right.
So like, he would let me go to church, but like immediately afterwards, I was to be dropped off.
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah.
got it.
So you know what? I do believe that she wasn't gonna let me stay there too long.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it, because she kind of knew and saw what was going on.
No. She just didn't like the fact that he was taking those things away.
Right,
So yeah.
got it. So besides, and you may have already asked this question, is there anything that occurred in your childhood that you feel like affected your life forever, whether negatively or positively, like to this day?
The stuff that happened at my dad's house.
Okay,
My mom dealing with what she dealt with. Like, even though I don't feel like I'm mad at her for that, it just affected me. Like, it made me a different person than I probably would have been had I had her, there. And I can't say, but because I don't know, it could have been total opposite from what I think it could have been.
right.
But like the ideal of the mother that I wanted was not the one that I got.
What do you think it could have been? Like, what do you imagine it could have been if your mom was doing everything she was supposed to be doing?
I don't know. I just feel like every kid deserves a decent mom,
Right.
and
Okay.
I had the opportunity to have that.
With that being said, you mentioned you have a 17-year-old daughter. If we take your 17-year-old daughter right now and put her inside your 17-year-old body, would she be able to handle your life?
No,
Not at all. Not even close.
no.
She's not built for the things that you got it. Okay. Okay. What is your overall perception of how your childhood affected your life? So the question really is, who is the Nakier today? Who is this woman that you became? And how do you feel like all the things collectively that happened growing up molded you into this person, if anything at all?
I feel like my childhood made me a really tough person.
Okay.
And not tough like I fight with people, but like tough where it's nothing really that I can't handle. I'm very thick-skinned. Like nothing nobody can say to me is gonna hurt my feelings. If anything, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Okay.
But I just think that I don't really have I don't have tolerance for like bullcrap.
Okay.
Like I'm kind of like I'll keep it moving because I feel like if you want to be in somebody's life, you're going to be in it, and you got to make sure you make that person know that that's what you want.
Okay.
Because the people who walk out on you,
Right.
just let them go. I don't even know if I answered the question right.
Nah, that was excellent. That was.
I'm just saying, like, I just try to, I love people how they love me.
Okay.
And if I don't feel like you love me,
You need people to reciprocate.
I need it. I need to feel it back. Like if I'm giving it,
Right.
and I don't feel it, then it's done.
And that's a direct reflection of how you grew up, basically.
It's a direct reflection of how I grew up.
Got it,
And that's just how I'm going to keep it moving.
Okay.
Keep it moving, yeah.
It's hard to speak for other people.
Right.
But do you feel like your kids are having a better childhood than you did?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. How so?
Yeah, like, first of all, I'm parenting my kids.
Okay.
I'm not just their mother. I'm not just their mother. I'm their mom. I'm their mommy. Like, I take care of them. I feed them. I clothe them. I love them. I love on them. I do things for them. I do things with them.
Like what? What do you do with them?
Whatever they want to do. Like, Thursday, we going to Disney World. Again. We go to Disney World twice a year.
Really?
Again. Like, again, like.
What's your favorite park?
Me, Magic.
Magic Kingdom? Okay. Okay.
But you know what? I like Epcot too.
Epcot is hot.
Yeah.
Epcot is hot. What's your favorite country in Epcot?
I really enjoy. So I've been to Epcot once. I've been in
Okay.
Magic Kingdom probably 5 times, but I've been to Epcot once. So they have. My little daughter was like overly fascinated by Coco.
Okay.
The movie Coco.
Okay. Yep.
So
yep. The
they
bird.
have like this Mexican area where they have like this ride that's in the water.
Right. Mexico. They have Mexico. Yep.
Yeah, and it was really cool. It was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I did like where they had like the Marvel stuff. It was supposed to be like Thor's area.
Okay.
So I mean, we didn't get a chance to do the entire park.
Got it.
But yeah, I did enjoy that ride where
Okay.
you like sit there and they lift you up and you're like flying over the worlds and they change the smell. Did you get on that?
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God, that was so cool. I was scared to death. I was holding my little one's hand. She's like, get off of me.
So you don't know this, but my first internship out of college was at Epcot.
Really?
Yeah, so like every day I would go eat lunch at a different country.
Really?
So yeah, like I would
That's
get
awesome.
I would get like the fish and chips from United Kingdom. That was my favorite part about being there. I would get the fish and chips from United Kingdom the very first time that I ordered fish and chips. It was like the fish and French fries.
Right.
So I was like, "Where's my chips?" They were like, in the UK, French fries are chips, right? But I used to go to Japan and get the teriyaki. Sometimes I would go to Mexico. You know, I would go to China. Like I love going to the little different countries. Yep.
That's an experience right there.
So you didn't go on vacation growing up?
Well, with my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, with my grandma,
Okay.
we went, not like on vacation, but we would go to Atzion Lake.
Yep.
And we moved as a unit. Like, when we went, all my cousins on my dad's side, we all went together.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't just me. Like, we all moved as a unit. Like, everybody get in their cars. You got your food, you got your food. When we got there, we all had food.
Right.
We'd be in the lake. We went to Outdoor World a couple times. So that was like campgrounds, but with like trailers.
Okay.
And like inside the trailer, it was like rooms, like bedrooms and like lofts and stuff like that. We would stay there for like weekends. And then 7-Day Adventists, they have camp meeting. So you would go to Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And like us Pathfinders.
Which is about 20 minutes from Philly, maybe a half hour.
Yeah, it take like almost an hour to get there.
From Jersey, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So us Pathfinders, we would camp. We would
Okay.
camp out there, but they had cabins. Well, my grandma, she stayed in a hotel. Got
Got it.
She would stay in a hotel. We would be there. Like, it was 10 days long. We didn't stay for
So
10
you really
days.
know how to camp. You're an outdoorsman,
Yeah,
or outdoors woman.
No, but yes, I was camping. yes.
So describe. So what did you do? Like, did you hunt your own food? Did you start your own fires?
We had like those little they had kerosene, but they was like a hot pot. Like,
Okay.
It looked like a stove, but it had like a little kerosene thing on there. And you had to have your own pots and stuff like that. You had to have your own food. No, we didn't hunt food. No, that was doing too much. But yeah, you had to have your own pots and your own food and your own utensils. Like each camper had to have these stuff. Like it was a checklist of stuff
Okay.
that we were supposed to have. So we slept in a tent on the ground
Right.
in the cold or the hot.
Right,
and,
right.
It used to just be fun because we'd be together. We'd do the s'mores. We'd make haystacks, and it was just really cool. It was a great experience coming up. Like I probably hated it then.
Right. But you set out to make sure that your daughters experienced similar things or better, and that they did not experience the things that you experienced growing up.
So something that I do that nobody did for me is ask me what I like,
Okay.
what I want, and that's something that I do.
Okay.
So when my oldest daughter was little, she played the violin, she played soccer, stuff like that. She did dance school, but I would always ask her, a couple months in, is it okay? Do you like it? Do you want to continue?
Okay.
If she said yes, we would continue. If she said no, I would say, give it a little bit more time and let's see.
Okay.
If she was adamant about the no, it's over. Because I didn't want her to feel like I was making her do something that she really didn't want to do. Like I knew early on she was not like a social person. She's
Okay.
like very reserved. She's really like to herself. She talks. But like if she don't want to talk, you would think that she was like a mute because she's really not gonna say anything. And I mean like that's just her personality, but she definitely enjoys soccer and the violin, and she played like in a couple of the school plays when she went to elementary school. So
Give some advice to blank-year-old Nikki. So being the grown woman that you are today, knowing everything that you know now,
right.
if you could talk to a younger version of you, how old would she be, and what would you say to her?
I would talk to 12, maybe 13-year-old Nikki, and I would tell her, you're going to be just fine, girl, and you're going to make it. You won't even understand how strong you are.
Nikki, thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Nakier, everybody.